Let's come back to the Pan-African lender, ECOBANK Group, which was awarded the SME Bank of the Year at the 2021 Annual African Bankers Awards, which was held last week. The lender, headquartered in Lomé, Togo, but with extensive operations in more than 30 African countries, including Nigeria, has been in the front line of supporting small businesses, even during the 2020 pandemic year. Now, live from our Lagos studios here is Carol Oyedeji. She's the Executive Director in charge of commercial banking at ECOBANK Nigeria. Good evening, madam. Good to see you.
Good evening, Bosman.
Thank you very much. Let's go straight. Tell me about the game-changing interventions that your bank has provided SMEs in Nigeria and across Africa that secured this award for you.
All right, let me start with a snapshot of MSMEs in Africa and how we have positioned ourselves in ECOBANK and hence earned this award. Now, MSMEs in Africa currently account for over 90% of businesses in Africa and are actually the highest employer of labor. If you notice, most governments and regulators are highly focused on this segment to help sort of ginger the economic growth. And in ECOBANK, being a Pan-Africa bank, we're very much aligned with this agenda. Now, in terms of interventions, we have identified certain hurdles that SMEs typically face, and we have organized these interventions in those orders. So amongst which is, number one, access to finance. Number two, capacity building opportunities. Number three will be access to markets. In terms of access to finance, outside us as an institution providing funding, we also partner with regulators in intervention schemes and also with developmental organizations to enhance funding and risk participation framework for SMEs. In terms of capacity building platforms, we are currently partnering with the African Union Developmental Agency, NEPAD, to train SMEs across Africa. And then in terms of access to markets, as a Pan-African bank, of course, we have deep expertise in cross-border trade, facilitating cross-border trade, and we're able to provide that opportunity for SMEs. And we're also looking to leverage on the Africa Continental Free Trade Area Agreement to provide such opportunities for SMEs.
What is the size of your intervention in monetary terms?
We are looking to commit up to 100 billion naira in Nigeria alone, both as a standalone institution and then in partnership with the regulator through various intervention schemes and other developmental organizations.
Are you sector sensitive in terms of perhaps you pick and choose, by the way? So, or is it across board in a manner of speaking?
Well, we tend to be very aligned with some of the developmental objectives of the government, and so we are highly focused on the real sector. But notwithstanding, once we do realize an SME is creating value, even if it's in terms of creating employment, we will support the SME.
What is the learning curve here for you in terms of SMEs financing? Are there key requirements and challenges and so on? But is SMEs financing all about money?
There are a few takeaways when it comes to SME lending. Number one, it's very critical for the SME to demonstrate very sound knowledge of their business. It goes a long way in providing comfort and also helps accelerate the process. Number two is that they have to really know what the loan purpose is for, and this helps minimize the possibility of any diversion of the process of the financing. Number three is that there has to be a demonstrated market for the product or service they are offering. That is added comfort for the SME. And on the question around whether SME financing actually is in terms of money, not necessarily. And I'll give you an example. An SME that finds itself within a value chain ecosystem that has probably negotiated good trade terms with the supplier can actually sell goods and pay the supplier without necessarily requiring funding from any financial institution. So to that extent, not necessarily.
The year 2020 was one of the most nail-biting in humans' recent history, at least for those of us who are alive. So how did you do it? With a pandemic, you were able to emerge as the best bank in Africa with SMEs funding.
All right, outside some of these interventions I have mentioned earlier, we continue to focus on very strong transaction convenience for the SMEs that we bank. And this is by way of some of our digital offerings and payments capability. So we continue deploying our point-of-sale terminals for, merchant collections for our SMEs. And of course, our quick response acquisition capability, which we call ECOBANK Pay. Our internet banking platform, OmniLite, has very strong transaction capability to support SME. And we are growing very strongly our agency banking. That, in one side, is helping with collections, but on the other end, also providing employment opportunities for people who are looking to actually be agents of EcoBank. So that's one way that we do that. We are also about to launch our female-focused proposition for entrepreneurs, female entrepreneurs that are female business-owned and female-led. Now, if you look at it, about 1 in 4 entrepreneurs in Africa is a woman, and we're looking to provide a proposition that is strong, that will benefit them both in financial terms and non-financial terms, just to help them to grow their businesses. So indeed, we remain very focused strongly on SME, and I believe that the best is yet to come.
This is 2021, Carol. So tell me, what is new? We're half year already.
Okay, we are half year already, and in terms of what is new is the fact that there's a high focus on the digital agenda, payments and collections, and we do believe that SMEs need such capabilities to help them grow their businesses significantly. EcoBank is playing a strong role in providing the needed support for SMEs to take advantage of these and grow their businesses. Like I mentioned earlier, we have brought in interventions in those areas we have identified as where SMEs have impediments to growing their businesses, and we remain very available for the SMEs that we support.
Well, I look forward to the women-led and women-owned businesses, by the way. You'll get some phone calls in the next couple of hours, by the way. Carol Oyedeji, Executive Director of Commercial Banking at ECOBANK Nigeria. Well, thank you so much for your time this evening.
Thank you, Bosun.
Thank you very much for speaking with us on our Rise Exchange.